All right, we're back for Friday Night Magic. Yakima MTG. I'm Jesse Munoz. With me is Geoff Hamasaki.
Hello.
On the left, we've got Mono Red, and we've got our first Esper Dragons list on the right, being played by Robert Campos. So, pretty exciting if you like Esper Dragons.
Yep, something I do like.
Mono Red, is that a tougher matchup for Dragons?
I think like pre board it is kind of a bad matchup, but after board I think you can make it pretty nice. I don't think Red has a lot of stuff to bring in against you.
Sure.
And you can bring in stuff like Drown and Sorrow, Bile Blight, stuff like that. That just like completely wrecks you.
Yeah. So Robert's on the play. His turn one was a Pluto Delta. Tim's was a Founder Street Denizen on turn one. So that's a start that Mono Red really likes to have, is those turn one creatures just to start the beats.
Yeah, I mean, especially guys that can get better when you start playing other guys.
Sure. Robert drops another Pluto Delta. And there's something you don't see very often from a Mono Red deck.
Is that a Radiant Fountain?
A Radiant Fountain. I'm not sure why Tim is playing those, but
it's pretty good against a mirror, though, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, it does a lot. It does. I mean, it doesn't really constrain your mana too bad since you're only playing one color. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think that's the only reason I didn't think about playing it.
I like that. I think it's a good way to win mirror matches.
Yeah.
Between aggro decks. I'm not sure why you played it second.
Yeah.
Because it kind of does constrain you early on.
Sure.
It doesn't really. It's not like you're going to be dead next turn, but I do like to see that.
Yeah, it is different against the mirror. All right, so he plays another Founder Street. Tim plays another Founder Street Denizen, pumps the other one, attacks. Robert fetches and ultimate prices the attacking Founder Street Denizen.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do with Esper. Is keep them off creatures. Don't let them overwhelm you.
Yep.
Eventually, you just take control of the board, and it's not much they can do.
Yeah, that's what you got to do with the Mono Red. Is really go wide. It's just flood the board and hope they don't have a sweeper. All right, another Founder Street Denizen.
Okay.
In for 2.
Looks like he's taking a damage.
No, he didn't take a damage. I think he thought about it.
Okay.
So he's actually going to gain 4 here and play Foul Tongue Invocation.
So obviously he's going to sack the untapped one.
Yeah.
So he'll take 2.
He'll take 2 and gain 4.
Gain 4.
Back up to 20, which, again, is totally fine. You just want to keep the board as clear as you can.
Right.
And take as little damage as you can.
Especially right now, you're not playing the cheap sweepers like, Drown and Sorrow, so you can afford to waste your 1-for-1s on, the small single guys.
If you're Robert, do you play the Foul Tongue Invocation in response to the first Founder Street Denizen played before attacks? So then he doesn't. I mean, then you gain life and you don't actually take 2 damage. Or do you feel like maybe since he's got mana open that he might have other plays as well?
No, I think playing it before, like in response to this second Denizen's fine.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't need
to. Not too...
I mean, it's not going to. I don't think it's really going to affect the game that much, but I feel like it's 2 extra damage that he didn't need to take.
Sure, I think if he was, going to hold up a counter or something, if Tim also had like a Dragon Fodder or something like that,
sure.
Maybe, but I can see, yeah.
All right, so Tim plays a Hall of Triumph and attacks for 2, because I'm guessing his goblins are now is what he named.
And it gets +2/+2, is that right?
It gets +1/+1. The obelisk is the one that.
Oh, right.
Gives +2/+2. All right, in for another 2. Robert played a Dismal Backwater, gained a life. So he still had a healthy 15. In Tim's hand, he's got a collateral damage and another land. I feel like he's in trouble.
It's like Robert's delving for a dig for
dig, yeah. And he's already got a grip of cards too, so Tim's going to need some really good draws here because we've seen that Robert has Dragonlord Ojutai already. So
Yeah.
once Dragon Lord Ojutai comes down against Mono Red, it's really tough to kill it.
And it's probably coming down right now. Tim does not have enough pressure to threaten, a huge attack next turn. So
Yeah.
pretty safe just to play it, start attacking with it next turn, and then gain some more card advantage, and then just kind of bury Tim.
All right, so there's the Dragon Lord. Beast of a dragon. Definitely the best dragon, or the most played dragon in Dragons of Tarkir. I think followed probably by Dragon Lord Artarka.
Yep.
All right, so Tim knows that this Founder Sheet Denizen's not getting any more damage in. Sacks it and throws 3 to Robert's face. Plays another Radiant Fountain. Man, he's just flooding out pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wants to stop at about 3 or 4 lands.
Yeah, I mean, anything.
6 is not not what you need.
Yeah. All right, so Robert with the Scry off the Temple of Enlightenment. He's got another Dig Through Time in his hand.
Yeah, this looks like Roberts has taken control.
I don't think he has a counter spell.
Yeah, so I guess if Tim can rip some direct damage, maybe.
Are you worried about Dragon Lord Ojutai? Like if you attack with him? Like
you worried about losing him?
Yeah, like a Stoke or something?
I don't think so. I think if he's going to Stoke the Dragon Lord over you, I think it's probably fine.
Yeah, so Robert chooses to pass instead without attacking.
Tim drew a lightning strike, it looks like.
Yeah. All right, passes a turn. Robert draws Hero's Downfall. I think he also has an Anticipate in hand. All right, this time he's going to attack.
Okay.
So in for 5.
He figures he can at least find a counter with a Dig or Anticipate if he needed to.
All right, and it looks like he took Dissolve, so
is he looking at the bottom of his deck?
So I think
probably shouldn't pick up your deck like that.
Yeah. All right, Lightning Strike to Robert's face. He goes to 8. And then now with the Dissolve in hand, the game is pretty much over. Another land for Tim. That's rough.
Looks like he's holding at least another land too.
Yeah. That's a ton of land for Mono Red.
Yeah.
All right, Anticipate it end of Tim's turn. Looks at 3 lands. Probably take the Dismal Backwater here or the Temple. Looks like he's going to go with the Dismal Backwater. And Disdainful Stroke just to make sure Tim really can't play anything. Going to go back to 9 off the Dismal Backwater. Tim's got 4 turns with the Dragon Lord, but I mean, I don't know if there's anything that he can draw that will change that. All right, land, Thoughtseize, and he takes the land.
Sure.
Thoughtseize does nothing here. There's a Stoke from Tim. Do you Stoke the dragon, or do you go to Robert's space and just hope to rip some?
I think either way, it's like if he's got a counter, it's pretty much game over.
All right, so there's the Disdainful Stroke to stop that. Another Dragon Lord for Robert. Looks at Hero's Downfall and puts that to the bottom. Yeah, this game is all but over. I mean, I don't think there's cards that Tim could draw, like a succession of cards that he could draw that would change anything.
I mean, theoretically, if Robert didn't have counters, he could draw maybe like a Heel Cutter into a, Stoke or something like that. Yeah. But Robert's looking at too many cards.
Yeah, already. I mean, every time he's looking at 3 cards from Ojutai, he's dug already with the Dig Through Time.
Yeah. I mean, he can fire out the Foul Tongue just to gain 4 life if he wanted to.
So, yeah. Tim just flooded out really hard. And Robert had, I mean, that's what Esper Dragons does. I had answer for anything that Tim played.
Mm-hmm. So now I think after the sideboarding, it's going to be pretty tough for Tim to win unless Robert has a pretty bad draw.
Yeah. And so it looks like he's bringing in some Bioblights, and I saw Encase and Ice. I actually don't think I like Encase and Ice against like this mono red slide type deck.
Right, I think you have enough sweepers that you don't have to bring in too much 1-for-1 removal.
Right, especially if you have Foul Tongue Invocation, it just kind of, those don't go well together. Yeah.
Right, I think Ultimate Price is a better answer to the creatures than Encases.
Yeah. Tim's looking at some Eidolons of the Great Revel. I'm not sure if that's great against Esper Dragons.
I think it's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean it hits basically all the cards except for the few finishers that Esper has. But it allows you to you have to worry about too many anticipates or counters and you're just taking a ton of damage.
All right, so
and Tim's not too worried about his life total.
Right.
Once he starts getting attacked, the game is basically going to be over anyway.
Yeah, he has those Radiant Fountains too, so he really doesn't have to worry about his life total.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through Tim's deck, did he take out Rabble Master?
Not sure.
And then I think he also brought in that card that when it deals damage to a creature, if it dies, it deals damage to the player as well.
Draconic Roar?
No, it's a creature. It's from Journey to Nyx, or it's a red creature.
I don't know.
Yeah, the card doesn't see much play in it. I'm not sure why you'd bring it in against Robert either, because Robert's not going to have. I mean, he's going to have four creatures at most.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can just target Dragon Lord Ojutai whenever you want. Has to attack,
right.
And Silumgar has hexproof. So, yeah, I'm not sure why. If Tim did bring that creature in, why that would come in there. And with Robert, you just went, Drown in Sorrows, Ultimate Prices. Just lots of cheap removal. Bioblight. Yeah. He also brought in the 1/3 creature that when it enters the battlefield, it gain 3 life. I think that card's fine as well against mono red. It's 1 and a white.
Yeah, the cleric. It's called a cleric or
something like that. Yeah, I mean, it blocks almost everything that Tim plays.
Right.
And it gains you that 3 life. It comes down early, so it seems fine. It is white, which is a little bit harder to cast early in the deck, but...
Whatever happened to the Nyx Fleece Ram?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because it doesn't actually trade with anything,
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can just keep attacking and building your board, and you gain a life, but... I mean, it does block everything.
Right. I think Merc Lurker is also another option if you want a small creature that can gain some life.
Oh, yeah.
Block some guys.
That would you have to pay to give it lifelink, is that right?
Yeah, I think it costs like 2 mana or 3 mana to give it lifelink.
Anything that comes down early and blocks with big butts. And it has incidental life gain as well. It's not bad against mono red decks, so... Tim's playing a different... It's almost like a brew mono red deck. I haven't seen a lot of these cards in a typical mono red. Like, I'm surprised he's playing the Radiant Fountains. Like, if anything, I would play a Tarka red, like splashing for Tarka's command. Yeah, because that card does just so much work. All right, so Tim's going to be on the play here. He's got a Zergo in hand.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks
like Robert had an Encase.
Maybe an Anticipate. All right, so Tim's going to have a real. I mean, this is going to be a lot different than last game. His hands full of stuff.
Sphere. Okay.
Yeah, so Monastery Swift Sphere in for 1. Ultimate price, the draw for Robert.
Okay, so he's got a couple cheap removal spells.
Yeah.
Should keep him from dying anyway.
Collateral damage. And Tim main boards those collateral damages, which again is a little strange. And then playing the Radiant Fountain here again.
Yeah, it's over a...
Seems odd.
Does he not have a mountain? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
He's dashing in the Mardu Scout.
So in for 4.
Yeah.
Turn 2. Yeah, he's got a Bloodstained Mire, so if he wanted, he could have fetched for it.
Yeah, I wonder
if he's splashing black for anything. Not sure. All right, Robert plays his land, passes the turn. Tim's draw is another mountain. He draws a lot of land for a mono red deck in these 2 games.
Right. So that's about all he needs. No more land.
Yeah. He's got another one in hand, so as long as he doesn't draw any more land, I think he should be okay. All right, so...
Dash Zergo.
And in for 3?
He looks like it. Why did he not dash the Scout instead of Zergo?
And lift up mana for collateral damage. All right, so he triggers prowess, and takes 3 from collateral damage. That's actually a pretty decent play. Yeah, I don't know why the difference between the Scout and the Zergo there.
I mean, because the Scout's an extra damage. I wonder if he just assuming he was going to get killed.
Yeah.
So play the worst one.
Maybe.
Guess. I don't know.
I'm guessing that's why he put that up. All right, so Foundry Street Denizen was the draw. Land for days. So he's got a lot of plays here. He's got the Foundry Street Denizen. He can dash in the Mardu Scout, which he does.
Okay.
And then, I didn't see what the last card is. And in comes the team. There's an Encase Nice pre-combat, I'm guessing.
It must. After it attacks, it doesn't do anything. Right?
Yeah. And then Wild Slash to the face. Robert down to 5 after taking 5 from the Wild Slash and the Mardu Scout. So Roberts needs something. Tim's going to fetch here.
If you can get like a Foul Tongue or something.
Yeah, he's going to need to gain some life soon.
Even just a blocker, I think he's...
Going under 5 is scary against a mono red deck.
Yeah, I think Tim's only got, 1 card in hand, though?
Yeah, he's got...
cards?
He's going to draw here. He's got the Goblin and the... Okay. So 2 Foundry Street Denizens in his hand. And the Dasher. There's the first Denizen.
It's a Scout.
He's in the Scout. And he's going to Silumgar and Scorn, revealing Dragonlord's Ojutai.
Okay.
And keep his life at 5. Another Dragonlord is the draw. That's never great.
Kind of scary. I think he's pretty safe just play the Ojutai here, right?
Yeah, you got to get the... it looks like he's got 3 of them in his hand. 1, 2, 3, and Anticipate. Yeah,
you can either play the Ojutai or Anticipate and try to hit something, but you just play the safe blocker, and... No, he didn't.
All right, Lightning Strike was the draw. All right, there's the Foundry Street Denizen. Pumps the other one.
So Anticipate here.
Land.
Oh, I'm really surprised he didn't play the Ojutai.
Yeah. Didn't see what he kept, but 2 lands on the bottom. Oh, that's a Bile Blight.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, with Robert tapped out, Lightning Strike. Puts him to 2. So it just needs...
Not comfortable. I mean,
just needs... He's going to go to 1. I mean, there's no difference between 2 and 1 here, I guess. And I'm guessing the denizens... I mean, the Dragon Lord's coming down now.
I mean, it's got to, right? He doesn't have any other play unless he draws a counter or something here. I don't know. It's like another Ochitai.
Jeez. 2 Ochitais and looks like a land. Is that right? Yeah. All right, land off the top for Tim. There's a dig through time. That's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Gets to come in with the dragon.
Participate here for free.
Yeah.
So then need a counter.
I think it might be a negate. I'm not sure what he took.
Like a weird.
Yeah, it's like an alternate art negate.
Like a full art. Yeah.
All right, so there's the cleric. It's going to gain him some life. He's going to go back up to 4.
Okay.
And protect him from any hasty things as well. Like a Swiss Spear. I think that's the draw for Tim. Which basically does nothing now with the cleric. And no cards in hand. And looks like we're going to dig. Man, this is the power of Esper Dragons. Go to 1 against mono red and then dig your way out right out of it.
I don't know. I mean, if he doesn't draw a counter or a life gain spell, you could still be dead.
Yeah, but he's looking at 7 cards here. Looks like he took a Dismal Backwater and I didn't see what the other card was. Draw for the turn. And that puts him out of Stoke range now with playing the Dismal Backwater. In for 5. Let's take a look at the 3. There's another dig. Dragon Lord Ochitai and land, and it looks like he's going to take the dig. Yep. I don't think he really needs... it's not Dragon Lord Ochitai, it's Silumgar the Drifting. There's a Stoke. Like 2 turns too late, I think. Man.
Well, I don't know. I mean, does Robert have a counter?
I think he got one off of the dig. Let's see. I can't see what the last 2 blue cards is. One of them is a dig. All right, there's a Stoke. There's a Silumgar Scorn.
Okay.
So he does have a counter spell. Caves off the top. There's a Temple of Scry. Puts that at the bottom. Guess he's going to attack here. Puts him down to 6. Take a look at another 3 cards. I mean, it's closer, but again, Esper Dragon's just so much work.
Well, he drew that Bile-Blight off of the Anticipate. He was pretty fortunate. I
yeah.
Think if he whiffed on that, if he drew like a Disdainful Stroke or some kind of dead card in that situation, he'd be dead right now.
Yeah. All right, Tim extends the hand, draws another land. He had another turn, but Esper Dragon's doing work.